Bill was athletic, playing in the Little League basketball, and he wore his Uncle Warren's shirt number 85 when he played football. Now, I don't know if this is considered to be a sport he played when he was watching NASCAR, but I'm sure there was some jumping and arm waving and while he was watching it, and cheering. I'm sure there was some cheering and maybe even a little bit of booing somewhere in there, especially when he watched, not the booing when he watched Tony Stewart or Dale Earnhardt Jr., a senior, I'm sorry, but that was when he especially watched them. That's when the cheering and the hooting would go on. And he would also like to go to different racetracks. Now, isn't that a sport? Going to racetracks and jumping up and down? Besides NASCAR, Bill loved watching the old westerns like Gunsmoke. He loved his grandchildren dearly. He even took a long trip to Presque Isle, University of Maine, to see Emily graduate. And now it's a time for some of you, how many would like to stand up and say something about Bill? You're welcome to come up here and stand here.
Please bear with me. So I've known Bill for over 30 years. He was my friend, my work partner. He's one of the few people I would trust my life with, and I'm still here. Bill's retirement party was at our house. I presented him with a custom engraved pocket knife with the word pals on it. To me, pals is a special friend. Somebody you trust with everything you know and everything you can share with them. So last year at my retirement party, thank God for that, at the end of it I noticed that Bill hadn't moved away from the picnic table all day. I just about had to lift him up and put him into his truck. So we all know where that ended up. I called him the week before the 4th for our fireworks and 4th of July party. He told me that, he wouldn't be available. He had doctor's appointments going on. So the last year has been kind of rough. I wish I'd spent more time with him. I have some happy times though. At Russell Manor, we called up one day. I go, what do you need, Bill? I say I'm Italian. I go, what? He goes, I want to say I'm Italian. So we go over, got him into the wheelchair, took him outside, and you've never seen such a friggin' mess. All right. So after he got his new chair, he hadn't figured out how to go from outdoor to indoor mode. And unfortunately, I showed him. So then we get called over. He wanted me to fix the garage door. I'm supposed to be a mechanic. Anyways, I got it all relined up and everything fixed and that. And goes, now drive the tractor out. I go, why? He goes, just drive the tractor out. He took off. He comes around the corner as fast as he can with a 10-foot lifting strap, which we lift equipment at work with. He wanted me to hook the strap onto the bucket, pick him up, and set him on the lawnmower. It didn't happen. So Bill's kept a promise from me over 20 years. He showed up at a funeral that I was doing this at. He found out that I like to write and read poetry. So a line from a famous poem by a guy named W.H. Auden, and this lets us all know, let us honor, if we can, the vertical man, though we value none but the horizontal man. And that's the truth. We don't spend enough time with the vertical guy, but we show up for the horizontal one. The Sioux Indians had a saying, life is but a dream we all will wake from. So I wrote a small sonnet. Let's hope I can get through this. Has anybody seen my friend Bill? I went to town today to find Bill. Through the valley and up the hill. No one had seen or heard from him. I went to the house. No one answered the door. The truck was there and the hood was cold. I walked to the park and sat on a bench beside a man very old. He turned to me and he said, "Your friend has left, son." I go, "What do you mean?" I asked. He told me, unfortunately, Bill had passed. Solemnly, I stood to leave. He grabbed my sleeve. He said, "Wait, there's more. From now on, all you have to do is just close your eyes. Think of him and he will appear. So long as we have the memories, he will never be totally gone." And the stories I could tell you guys, it's not appropriate for here.
I believe it. That was great.
Not my first one.
Anyone else care to speak this afternoon? Yeah, Billy.
I don't know if I can do that good.
Oh, sure you can.
I didn't write it down, it's on my phone.
All you gotta do is use your heart.
Yep.
I didn't think I'd get through it. Sorry. Dad, I'll never forget the memories we shared from the time you took Randy and me to see WWF wrestling in Portland with Hulk Hogan, who just recently passed away. Andre the Giant, Ultimate Warrior, and the hours we spent playing in the yard, you, me, and Randy. You were always there to encourage and support us. You had a great passion for sports. You loved playing with us, you loved coaching us. It was contagious. I remember how proud I was to watch you play softball, and you were a standout player at Edward Little High School football team when you were young, and I know how much that state title meant to you. Even later in life, you loved playing softball in the men's league for years, and it was great to see you out there having fun. I remember the family reunions and Christmas celebrations with the Redmans at Grammy and Grandpa's house, filled with love, laughter, and joy. The trips to Gardy's house, Gardy Tripp and Sharon Tripp's house, where I'd spend hours with Gardy and Sharon and Jamie and Skipper and Kenny, creating memories. Fishing trips, you were always special, whether it was by Tabor's or we'd go to Danville and go fishing in the Royal River and other spots that you taught me. You taught me the value of patience, persistence, and the great outdoors. You often talked about growing up in Danville and the good times you had with your brothers and your sister Sharon. It's clear how much you loved and admired all of them. And I know they loved you just the same. As I grew up, I cherished the times you had with my kids and that you would spend with them. You had a special bond with each of them, Austin in particular. He was your little buddy. The two of you would spend hours, days, playing cowboys and Indians and racing cars and building with Legos. Many nights were spent sleeping over, and I know he loved all of those times just as much as you did. And Emily, you loved her so much, and she admired you just the same. You were so proud of her, and I know that was evident in the things you did for her. I'll never forget how proud of you were of Emily when she graduated from college. Watching her walk across the stage was a moment that meant the world to you. And I know that moment was bittersweet for you. The trip was the beginning of your leg and foot issues that would later lead to the amputations, and it was incredibly painful and hard for you. But you pushed through every bit of it, using a wheelchair at times, and still managed to drive all the way to Presque Isle and back. just to be there for her. Your love and determination for your family are something that I will always admire and cherish. I also remember how much you loved your work, especially when you'd fly down to Texas a long time ago and other parts of the South to repair machines for Pioneer Plastic Company. You took pride in your work and enjoyed teaching others how to do those repairs. Your dedication and expertise were inspiring, and I know you loved the challenge of working on complex machines. You were always willing to put in the hard day's work, often accepting 12-hour shifts and overtime whenever you could get it. At home, you loved your comforts, your wood stove, which kept your house warm and cozy, your recliner where you'd sit and relax, your bird feeders where you'd watch the birds. You'd sit in your chair looking out the window at the birds and just smile. It was simple pleasure, but one that brought you so much joy. I remember how you used to love to hunt and how you taught me and Randy how to hunt as well. Randy went on to become a skilled hunter, and I know you were very proud of him for that. And who could forget the rendition of the Baked Beans song? Beans, beans, the more you eat, the better you you know the rest. You had a great sense of humor, Dad, and you always knew how to make us laugh. But one of the most difficult moments for me was sitting with you on your last night at home, administering medications to make sure you were comfortable. We talked for hours, just the two of us. I did most of the talking. I adjusted your position here and there to make sure you were okay. It was a hard night, but I wanted to be there for you, to make sure you were comfortable and didn't suffer anymore. I'm sorry you had to go through all that. I hope knowing you were at home, surrounded by loved ones, and Lise, and me, and your really good friend came over that night. I know how much you loved and cared for Lise, and how you were always there for her, whether she was going through tough times or celebrating good ones. Your support for her when she lost her son, Stephen, in that tragic car accident, and when she was having seizures, it meant the world to her. And it means the world to me, too. You were a good man and dad, and you always put others before yourself. As I say goodbye, I want to celebrate the incredible life you lived. You may be gone, but your memory will live on in all of our hearts. Rest in peace, Dad. I hurt for you, but know you're at peace. Dad, you will be greatly missed, but your legacy will live on through us. Say hello to Grammy and Grandpa Redmun, Randy, Stephen, Grammy and Grandpa McAllister, and Adam, and the whole gang up there. I miss you already. My heart hurts. I'm so sorry, Dad. Save me a seat. I'll see you when I get there. I'll always love you. There once was 3 William Redmans. Now there's 1. I'll do my best. See you later, Dad.